All right, hey everyone. So this video is going to be about 2B mindset. I know we did a call on 2B mindset versus a container system, but I wanted to go ahead and just try to make a quick recording about what 2B mindset is, and then also we'll have one on what the container system is. And I wanted to do that just so you had a quick reference to go to if you're trying to figure out which nutrition plan you want to follow. So this is going to be about 2B mindset, and I have a couple things I want to share with you just as visuals, because I'm a visual person, which is why I love 2B mindset, because it's very visual. So to get started, 2B mindset does not do, you don't count any containers, you don't count any calories, any carbs, anything like that. You don't count anything, which is one thing I love about it. You literally follow what's called the plated method. I guess it's called the plated method. So, and what that is, I'll make these screens a little bigger so you can see them. It's literally you take your plate and you break it into different sections, and that is then what you eat. So I'm just going to jump into it. 2B mindset is one way to start eliminating some carbs. But then at the end, I'm going to talk about how you can throw some back in, because I know myself, I had to re-add some carbs back in just based off of what my goals are. So for breakfast, it's very simple and very straightforward. Of course, with 2B mindset, everything is water first. So here it says aim for 16 ounces before your first bite. That does not mean sit down with your plate or sit down with your meal, chug 16 ounces of water, and then eat. That is not what that means. That means, so it's breakfast we're talking about here. So from the moment you wake up and get out of bed, before you eat your breakfast, you need to have had 16 ounces of water in. And the reason 2B mindset focuses so much on getting your water intake in, as you'll see as we go through this, is because most of the time you are thirsty and you're not hungry. Your body doesn't, and your brain doesn't know the difference between like a hunger pain and an I'm thirsty pain. So if you're someone that struggles with water, 2B mindset is very good to help you get at least that 80 ounces of water. That's recommended. You can even ask your PPC. That's what they recommend, is 80 ounces of water. But we try to shoot for at least half your body weight in ounces of water. And 2B mindset helps you get that in there. And so, of course, like I said, aim for getting that 16 ounces of water in before breakfast. And then your breakfast, your plate, will consist of half of it being a protein, half of it being what they call FFC. And FFCs are any of your carbs, so any breads, noodles, whatever, and fruit. So carbs and fruit get grouped into one. So for breakfast, if you're drinking your Shakeology, that's, of course, your protein. And then if you're adding in any like strawberries, bananas, anything like that, there you're covering it too. And then you want to make sure you're trying to get a carb in there as well. So even if that's like a piece of toast, if that's what I mostly do, like a piece of toast in the morning, or I have my Beach Bar with it too, because that has carbs in it, but that also has protein. So I'm kind of like getting both. If I'm on the weekend and I'm not drinking my Shakeology for breakfast, because Shakeology on the weekend is usually like a snack for me, I'll have like eggs in the morning, or maybe some yogurt, and then a side of fruit, and then like my toast because I had eggs. So you can literally mix it anyway, and I'm going to show you some different foods, the food listing too, to help you piece that together. So breakfast is 50-50. That's pretty simple. So then you come into lunch, and the plate looks a little bit different, but still, again, between breakfast and then, so between when you're done with breakfast and then whenever you eat your lunch, you want to aim for another 16 ounces of water in. So now you're up to, 32 ounces of water. But your plate's going to look a little bit different. So for lunch, we're focusing on veggies as well. So she's big on getting in your vegetables first. You want to eat veggies. Veggies are full of course, as we know, all those nutrients and things that your body needs, and protein's important, where like carbs, you kind of want to keep them smaller, and you want to eat healthier fats, not so much like your breads and your pastas and things like that that are man-made You want to kind of stay away from things that are man-made. So if it comes in a box, you probably shouldn't eat it. So here, half your plate should be vegetables, 25% should be your protein, and then another 25% should be the FFC. So again, a carb or a fruit, something like that, okay? And of course, she has here about like to keep you full and energized in the afternoon, you need 15% of vegetables. To keep you full, 25% to help you okay, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. 50% vegetable to make you feel full, 25% protein to keep you full, because proteins keep you fuller, and then 25% of the fruits and the vegetables, or the fruits and the carbohydrates, sorry guys, to sustain like your energy level, because you need those fruits and carbs for the energy. Which is why if anybody has drank Shakeology, which you should, if you drink it for like a breakfast or whatever, like it keeps you fuller and satisfied longer. Or also if you're drinking it like as an afternoon snack or something like that, it usually holds you over really well until dinner, because it has all those things in it to help, keep you full and keep you satisfied. And that's what helps like curb the cravings and stuff too. So she calls her snacks, they're snacktional. I don't know about you guys, but I'm big on having my snack. Which we'll get into what I eat in another video, just to show you, because I actually kind of combined both of these, the 2B Mindset and the Container System together, because it just works for me. I enjoy my snacks. I actually have a snack in between breakfast and lunch, and then I have a snack between lunch and dinner. And then the evenings are so busy anyways with sports and whatever that I'm held over and I'm fine until dinner time comes. So she calls them snacktional. Again, just gauge your body. If you want to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner just to see how you're feeling and then throw in a snack, that's fine too. But just know a snack looks exactly the same as your lunch as far as like the plated method and what it looks like. So of course, you always want to be shooting for that another 16 ounces of water into your system before your snack. And you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, I already have 32 and you're asking me to add another 16, but then that gets you up to 48 ounces of water. So you're getting water in, as you can see, for the day. So again, snack, as long as it's following that concept, it's pretty easy. Are you hitting a veggie? Is what you're eating have protein in it? And what you're eating, is it a fruit, or does it have some form of a carb into it? Dinner time. So dinner is where, like, usually when I show people this, they kind of freak out. Don't freak out. This is where most people end up modifying what their plate looks like anyways, just based off of their different goals and needs on their journey. So again, you always want to shoot for, again, that 16 ounces of water. So if you do that, now you're up to 64 ounces of water. So see how it's getting real easy to get it in between like your lunch and your dinner, or your snack and your dinner. And like she said above, in the snack, if you're going to have a snack, you want it to be between like lunch and dinner. You don't want to have like an evening snack. Like you want to follow the concept of like dinner and done, which she says in this box too. So over here, the plate looks a little different. 75% is vegetables, 25% is protein. Now, based on your fitness needs, which this is where we can talk about this, I suggest everybody tries this for at least a week first. If you're thinking about doing 2B Mindset, try the vegetable 75% and the 25% of protein, just to see how you feel, because the veggies are going to help you feel full, get full. I guess I should say veggies make you full, whereas the proteins keep you full. So come morning, you're going to notice, at least I did, and I've noticed other members on our team have, you're not bloated. Your belly is actually flat. You're not starving in the morning. You're content when you wake up in the morning, which is good. You don't ever want to get to the point where like your stomach's eating itself, which I know that's easier said than done. That's why I add in the 2 snacks, because that helps me. Some people don't. They're fine with an evening or a between lunch and dinner snack, an afternoon snack. and that works for them. So it's just listening to your body, and that's really what 2B Mindset teaches you, to listen to your body and note what foods make you feel good, what foods make you, when you wake up in the morning, you're not hungry and you're not bloated, and what foods you're eating throughout the day make you feel, have more energy and feel fuller longer. So it's literally a journey, guys. This isn't a quick fix. I know I've said that numerous times, but it's not. This is literally a lifestyle shift and a journey. It's not a diet at all, because you're learning about the food and how it affects your body. So she says in here too that most people don't need additional energy at night, so there's no need to have the FFC at dinner. So there's no reason to have that carbohydrate or that fruit at dinner. Now, if you are noticing after a week of doing this that you wake up in the morning and you're just like famished, that's bad too. So what really that means is then you need to add something else into your dinner, but gradually. So sometimes for me, we have like another 25% of a rice or a whole grain pasta. Yeah, we still eat pasta, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Or we have some corn, because corn's considered a carbohydrate. It's an empty carb, but because, you know, it goes straight through, you can find it the next day, or, you know. So, or I have like, I eat this way, but then I'll have an apple or something, you know, a few minutes after dinner if I'm starting to feel a little hungry. So again, it's just like listening to your body and learning what it needs. But mostly you need that energy during the day. So when you wake up the next morning, you replenish yourself with those big protein, which is why you have 50% protein, 50% FFC, to give your body that energy that it's going to need to get you throughout the day. So at night, you don't need that because you're going to be shutting your body down. So that kind of makes that concept there like full circle for you. So this is posted in our, excuse me, guys, on our team page. This cough's still hanging on. So it is posted on our team page. But again, if you can't find it, if you have more questions about this, you know, don't be afraid to ask. You guys all know where to find me. So let's get into this now a little more. So 2B Mindset is something that is purchased additionally, and I recommend you doing it, and here's why. Either you can purchase the whole thing or just purchase the journal piece of it, the tracker book, which, guys, I'm giving you all the information anyway. So really, if you want to just start documenting it, I recommend buying the book. It's like $20, or buying a journal and doing the same thing, or printing out this one sheet that I'm going to show you. So I ended up doing this, the tracker book, for 3 months. I believe I'm pretty sure it's 12 weeks in there. I'd have to go back and look, but I know I did it for 3 months. And I'm telling you what, guys, this is where I learned the most about my nutrition and what works for me, and how I learned about all the foods, how it affects my body. So the tracker book that I'm going to just walk you through like quickly here. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because it's a tracker book. It tells you about getting started, you know, about setting your goals, doing your measurements, which each month you all should be doing your measurements for sure, taking your after pictures. Pictures worth 1,000 words, especially when that scale is not moving. And you should be weighing yourself at least weekly. Do not do it daily, ladies. Don't do it daily. We're women. Our weight fluctuates crazy depending on like the time of the month. That's all I'm going to say there. And I believe men have a cycle too. So if you're a dude and you're watching this, so you could probably weigh yourself more frequently and you're going to see weight loss faster because it's just the way you're made. Women are not. Women are more gradual because we just have more hormones and things like that. It's just the way it is. It's just our genetic makeup. It's going to take time. So within here, though, she does want you to weigh yourself. So here's like a sample of it. Let me zoom in here. We'll start at the top. So here's a sample of what it looks like. So, you know, she's big on the water first. So you track your water. When you buy it, oh, I should have got my bottle. But whenever you buy, if you purchase the whole kit for 2B Mindset, you get a nice little 32-ounce bottle that it has a straw. I don't know, straws always seem to help water go down, at least easier for me. So she has a 32-ounce bottles for you that you can then like fill up and track your water. I'm pretty sure there's 32 ounces. Hold on, I'm curious. Whoops, if I can do math on my calculator, that'd be nice. And excuse me. And of course, as you drink those bottles of water, you cross them off, and then at the end, you total up how much you have drank for the day to make sure you're hitting your water goal. So what she does then too, when you first wake up in the morning, of course, you put your date, you put your current weight down, and then you can track your total weight loss and then how much sleep. As we all know, sleep's important. Getting a healthy amount of sleep is good for your weight loss. So they always try to shoot for 7 hours of sleep. I know in a perfect world, that's easy. But this isn't a perfect world. Most of us have children. You're woken up in the middle of the night. You understand the drill. So you want to at least be trying to shoot for that. So it's good to track it. Then you know, like, okay, so the days I am getting more sleep, here's what happened, blah, blah, blah. It helps you more analyze your life and maybe learn to control certain elements of your life a little better. So in the morning, I love how she had you do your current mindset. Like, how are you feeling that morning? Are you, even if you're discouraged, like, note it and maybe try to figure out why. Why am I upset this morning or discouraged? So then here's the part that's pretty cool. So yeah, as you all know, I do my meal plans, which you all should be 2 weekly. They're your promise to yourself for the week, especially when it comes to your workouts. So I was a little lax on how I tracked here within like writing down exactly what I had for breakfast, because I already had it on my meal plan and I knew I was following my meal plan. So I didn't write everything down on here. However, where this came in handy was if I was sneaking in little stuff that was not on my meal plan, oh goodness gracious, was it good to note it on here, because then when I got to the end of the week and I looked back on my week, or whenever I woke up the next morning and I was up a pound or whatever, I could be like, what happened? Flip over and look at yesterday. Oh, well, you had ice cream or you had whatever, like, and that explains why. So like you ate outside of your meal plan. So, and I mean, guys, treat yourself. Do not call them cheat meals. Treat yourself. Your kids want ice cream in the summertime. You didn't write it down in your meal plan. So freaking what? Go have ice cream. Live a little bit. Having that little bit's not going to hurt you. It's an 80-20 concept. So 80% of the time you need to be following your plan that you set forward. 20% of the time, add in those sneaky little things. You're still going to see results. It's going to happen. Maybe not as quickly as those, I'm going to be real here, but maybe not as quickly as those that are sticking to the plan. Like, this is it. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not having a treat for a month, whatever. If that works for them, do it. If that works for you, do it. Personally, that doesn't work for me. I want my treats every once in a while, and that's fine. But then I understand that my weight loss is going to be a little bit different than someone who's following that. So don't compare yourself to anybody else either. Compare yourself to you. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, to who you were a week ago, to who you were a month ago. And don't compare yourself to someone. Don't compare your day 1 to somebody else's year 3 or month 6. Don't do that, because they're further ahead. They've analyzed their eating more. They've analyzed their habits more. It takes time, guys. It just takes time. So back to this. So this is nice just to track. And then like what times you ate, because sometimes the time when you eat affects too. Like if you're eating a big meal at 9 o'clock at night, but then you go to bed at 10, you might be up a couple pounds in the morning because that food, you didn't do anything. I'm not saying after dinner go run a marathon, guys. That's not what I'm saying. That's why you're eating what you're eating here for dinner, your vegetables and your protein. But try not to eat late at night. I know sometimes that happens because then it just lays in your stomach and it gets stored. But again, that's why you're eating what you're eating here for dinner with that concept in mind. You're going to eat dinner. You're going to be done. You're going to go to bed. Of course, big thing in this journey is your me time. If it's your workout, if it's your reading a book in the morning, if it's you going for a run, going for a walk, whatever. When you follow 2B mindset, exercise is optional. It's considered extra credit because really it's the foods that you're eating, where you're learning about the food, and really nutrition is 80% of the game too. Exercise is 20%. People think you need to spend hours in the gym, hours doing a long workout at home, whatever. That's not true. 30 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, whatever. Get active, get your body moving. It's really what it is. It's where the nutrition is where it's at. So that's where you document at the bottom, where you document everything, and then what made today great. Like she has here, I'm dinner and done, feel satisfied and excited to weigh in tomorrow morning, because she knew she must have stuck to her goal. And then this one here, I love this. And we're going to talk about poo for a second. So did you do it today? Yes or no? Guys, you should poo every single day. Every single day. If you're not eating the right foods. And if you're not drinking enough water. It shouldn't hurt either when you go. Just saying. It should just flow. If you're having problems, we need to talk about that. It's not, don't be embarrassed. Everybody does it. So it's a fact of life. When you do it, you feel better. Because hello, who's ever had like a really, really big one and then you're like, oh, I feel like a whole new person. You should feel like that every day, guys. So if you're not going, we need to talk about it. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Okay, so then here, so guys, we already talked about meal planning and things like that, but we'll get into that in another video to wrap up these two videos together. But here's just a sample of like how to break it down to get your meal plan to fit what the plated method says for each meal. So here's just an example of like what falls in those. As you guys all know, when I tell you to make your meal plans, that is what drives your grocery list. It's a way to save money because, guys, you're only buying what you're going to eat because you've planned it out for the week. So this is just another grocery list way that follows the To Be Mindset format. So like your vegetables, what all are you buying? How much are you buying? Proteins, what all are you buying? FFCs, your fruits and your carbs, what are you buying? And then the accessories, of course, are like your salad dressings or literally anything that does not fall in between a vegetable, a protein, a carb, and a fruit falls into the accessory category. So I kind of like that. Let's close out of that one too. I'm trying to keep my sanity here. Okay, so food listing. This one looks, if anybody's on the container system, this one looks a little bit different. Just little highlight on the container system, they go in order based off of nutritional value. On here, it does not. It's kind of just a free-for-all of, in the alphabetical order, it looks like, of all the foods that fall into a vegetable. So the purpose of a veggie, I love how she keeps repeating this because it helps it like sink in too. The purpose of a veggie, to make you full. Vegetables make you full. That's why you eat them. Vegetables make you full, and they're full of nutrients. So we always want veggies to be our first bite, and they should make up most of our lunch and dinner plates because it helps make you full. So here's a list of vegetables. Of course, as you go through it, some are better than others. Some I've never even heard of, so don't even ask me what some of them are. Of course, she has the ones that are high in salt noted with the S, so like the pickles, and then the pickled veggies and stuff like that. So again, these are just a food listing. So for some things you've never heard of, like Google them and find out maybe what the nutritional value is. Talk to me. I'll help you with what's more nutritious as well. Okay, and she has some tips in here. Fresh veggies are wonderful, but it's also a great idea to stock up on jarred, canned, or frozen. So you guys, I'm sure you see in the grocery store in the frozen food section, is it the Green Giant? Yeah, it's the Green Giant. They make, or like even Bird's Eye, they make like all those frozen, like different assortments of veggies and stuff like that. Buy them, guys. They're not going to hurt you. Canned, I'm a little worried about because there's a lot of preservatives in canned, but if you like home jar, like your own stuff, like if you have a garden or someone you jar things, that's fantastic, or somebody gives you stuff, that's good too, because that's all like homegrown stuff. You just need to pay attention to like when you buy canned, make sure there's not a whole bunch of like salts and stuff like that in them, because salt makes you bloated, guys. It makes you retain water. Salt's not good for your body. So proteins, of course, we now keep you fuller, longer. So be sure to enjoy some at every meal, which is why she has proteins in every single one. So again, she has, of course, proteins, anything with like eggs, dairy, beef, your chicken, your turkey, fish, any seafood, beach bars are a protein. This Daily Sunshine, that is like for kids. They make a Shakeology for kids. It has a different, lesser doses because obviously they're smaller. So, and of course, tips. I love her tips. If you're short on time or aren't the cooking kind, you can find many protein options packaged and ready to eat. So again, guys, just look in the frozen food section and just read the backs of labels and just pay attention to like what's in them. So meal planning and eating healthy is not something that should be cumbersome or hard. So then here she goes into our carbohydrates, or FFCs, our fruits and our vegetables. So purpose is to give you energy, and she calls them fiber-filled carbohydrates, which is where she gets the FFC from, are the kind we all focus on, because the fiber and carbs makes the energy last longer and they're better for weight loss. So you want to eat the fiber filled. Again, fiber helps with pooing. Just remember that. So you want to eat anything that's like high in fiber. So like any of like your rices or your wraps or crackers or anything like that, make sure they're high in fiber. Of course, she talks about like her starchy veggies, which we know what those are. Those are like your good starches that you want to focus on. Of course, any beans, hummus, things like that. And then of course you have your fruits, and she gives you a whole big list of fruits, and then your whole wheats, whole grains and stuff like that to eat. And here's some FFCs continued. Okay, and of course, like some of her tips are like choose ones you're not going to overeat. Like if you get a bag of it, you're not going to like eat the whole bag. You know, you're going to stick to like the serving size on the back. Yeah, stick to the serving size to easy track. You want to be 150 calories or less. There is at least 1 gram of fiber for every 10 grams of total carbs. That's better for you too. So just some simple things there to keep in mind. And of course, we know what our silly carbs are and our silly treats are. So like any alcohol, brownies, cakes, you know, enjoy them, guys. I mean, account for them, enjoy them. If you're going to have a party this weekend, put it on your meal plan, and I'm going to have a party, and you know you're going to eat those types of foods. So she gets into her accessories as well. So the purpose of these is to make, you know, everything more enjoyable. So use the accessories, guys. Just pay attention to what they are. So we're talking about like almond butters, any olives, sauces, seeds, honey, any of the sugars here, jellies, maple syrup. So like your different dressings, so like balsamic vinaigrette to like marinate things, or like mayonnaise, powdered peanut butter, ranch dressing, and then like any milks and things like that. And then of course, I love the freebies. So like she doesn't really give you a whole list of a lot of the freebies here, but like just look at the backs. If there's nothing in them, so like mustard, I used to hate mustard. I love mustard now because there's nothing in it. You can eat mustard to blue in the face. There is nothing in mustard. So like just pay attention to the backs of things as you're buying them. And of course, if you have any questions or would like a list of things, let me know. I will certainly help give you a list. So here she goes into more of them. So like mustards, and then anything that boosts water. So we talked a lot about water and how literally if you follow the getting water in before each meal, especially if you have a snack, getting all that water in, the 16 ounces, you'll end up with 64 ounces of water that day. So that's pretty good. If you're not a water drinker, you're getting there. That's almost to the 80 ounces. So there's a lot of things you can do to boost your water, like putting, infuse it with fruit. So like, yeah, any cucumbers, lemons, limes, mint, anything like that. I've never done pure aloe. That kind of freaks me out. But anyways, you can like put anything in, like berries, stuff like that to infuse it. There's also like the artificial flavorers. So I think it's Neos makes some, Crystal Light makes them. The only thing I say with those is pay attention to the sugar content. Don't get ones with sugar in them, guys. Just don't drink sugar. I mean, that's the best I can say. Just don't drink sugar. They do make ones that are good that don't have all that sugar and stuff in them. So just read the backs of them. You always want to be paying attention to sugars, carbs, and fiber. Guys, don't get caught up on the calories. Calories is ridiculous and literally a thing of the past. You want to focus on making sure it's high in fiber, low to zero in sugar, low in sodium, and just pay attention to the carb content of it. And really, if you're paying attention to the fiber, the sugar, and what did I say? Oh my goodness. So if you're paying attention, to the fiber and the sugar, the carbs are going to be low anyways. So, and the calories are going to reflect that too. So I always say to focus on the sugars and the fiber within it. Sugars, fibers, and salt. There we go. Someone else forgetting. Sugars, fiber, and salt. Pay attention to those three things. If you do that, the carbs will be low, the calories will be low. Everyone gets hung up on I need to focus on calories first. No, you don't. They get focused up, and then I need to focus on carbs. No, you don't. Salt, sugar, fiber. Focus on those. Sugars, And sugars and salt should be low or 0. Fiber should be high, or at least have some fiber in it. The rest will follow. It'll be low in carbs and low in calories. It's just proven science, guys. Okay, so there is example. And again, all these little things I'm showing you can be found on our team page. If you're having troubles finding them, just let me know. And then here real quick, I did upload this too. She has a nice recipe book. So if when I first started, I was always looking for recipes because I didn't know where to start. So she has a lot of different things in here about how to make pancakes. I've also started on our page too, like a breakfast, lunch, and dinner units as well. So go in there for recipes, guys. If you find anything too that you find really good, share them. I have a few more I need to be uploading, but don't be afraid to go and look through these. Okay? Don't be afraid to go look and just try them. I mean, just give it a try. I know some of them they can look gross and you might be like, oh, I will never eat that. But just try it. You will be surprised. You'll be surprised. Or you may make it and you may be like, oh, that wasn't the best, but you know what? If I add a little more, I don't know, lemon pepper, or if I add some smokehouse maple, or if I add some more basil or whatever, it might taste better. Yeah, try it. Do it again. Don't get discouraged. So yep, she has a good bit of stuff in here that you guys can try. And let me just flip real quick while we're talking to stop sharing for a moment. And let me just flip real quick here before I conclude us to our team page. And the only reason I want to go there is just because I quickly wanted to show you where this is found and how you can access it, guys, because I put it there for you. It's there for you. So you should be seeing my screen now. So if you go into our team page and then you go under units, and then, of course, I have the different units in here. And then here's some meal plans. And you haven't uploaded any recently, but I will. And then if you go, like, of course, here, look, guys. Here's some Shakeology recipes, some lunch recipes, dinner recipes, nutrition plans. Or here's a template. Here's all the listings, guys. Here's the plated concept, the food listing that I showed you, and then the recipe book that we're going through now. And then also Fixate has good ones on BOD. So I did want to show you that. So if you are someone that already has purchased 2B Mindset, if you go on the internet on your Beachbody On Demand, log in, go to nutrition, and then select 2B Mindset. Whoops, this is where it's going to take you. So here's the videos that I think her name's Elena. I might be totally wrong, maybe saying that wrong, where she gives you other recipes and stuff like that, guys, for you to do that are not in her book. So there's extra ones here too that are not in her recipe book. And then here's all those resources that I showed you guys already, like the tracker book, the food listings. Here's some additional meal planning tool. Like here's the plated concept. I showed you that. The Match tracker, recipes, and then I frequently ask questions. So you guys literally have it all there. It's already at your fingertips for 2B Mindset. So I think I've talked your ear off enough about 2B. If you have any questions about it and you need help planning, need some other recipes, different ideas, if you have any food intolerances that you know of that you can't have, if you have any, I don't know, like if there's certain things that you just won't eat, if you're getting tired of maybe eating, I know some people have told me, I'm tired of eating chicken. I feel like all I'm eating is chicken. Guys, there's other stuff out there too that you can eat, just reach out. Let me know if there's certain things you're looking for. Anything you need help with, guys, that's what I'm here for. So that's it for 2B. The next one to come is going to be about the wonderful container system. And then I'll do a third one to show you how I kind of combine the two of them together and how it's not complicated and it's not mind-blowing. So yeah. Thank you all for taking the time to check out this video. If you have any questions, guys, don't be afraid to ask. So I'll see you soon. Bye.